Hi, this is Bert Baker from Baker Drivetrain. Sometimes we get questions from people about why is my transmission shifting hard. When I hear this, the very first thing I like to see people do is assess the health of the clutch. To assess the health of the clutch, the best way to do that is to measure the pressure plate travel of the clutch. A healthy clutch will have a pressure plate travel of 70 thousandths or more, 0.070. This particular vehicle, 2011 garbage wagon, it's one of our test vehicles, and we set it up with a dial indicator to measure that travel. So let me pull in the clutch and see what we have. So that's measuring 80 thousandths of displacement when I do that. 80 thousandths is a very, very healthy clutch. What that tells me is that it's fully disengaging the power from the engine to the transmission, allowing the transmission to shift like it's designed. Now, I realize some people don't have access to a dial indicator, so I'm going to give you an alternate method to do that. And I really prefer the dial indicator method because it's accurate to within a couple thousandths, 0.002. A little bit of a hillbilly way is to take a piece of metal, set your derby cover on there, trace the profile, poke the holes, and then come up with this hillbilly bracket. But hillbillies are good people too, don't get me wrong, I am one, even though we don't have hills in Michigan. And you bolt this plate to the outer primary, and it's going to be a bridge by which we use a set of calipers to measure the pressure plate travel. So what I suggest you do before we get started is take a Sharpie permanent marker and put a dot on the pressure plate, and that dot is gonna, I'll explain it in a minute, but I get my calipers, I line it up on the dot, and I get a measurement before, and I'm going to zero out at that measurement. So now it's registering 0, and it's a lot easier to do if you have a friend. I'm going to line it up with the dot again and try to take that number. Now I just measured 070. 070 is still a very good number, but we know from the dial indicator that the number was 080. And so what I'd suggest is if you use the hillbilly method, that you measure and remeasure multiple times to get your number. Understand that with a pair of calipers, you're probably only going to be accurate to within plus or minus 015, 0.015, but at least it'll give you a ballpark number. If you have less than 070, you need to look into the cable, the ball ramp system, the hydraulics, if you have them, that actuate the clutch, and step by step assess the health of each of the subcomponents. I'm not a big fan of easy pull clutches. Easy pull clutches do what they advertise, in that they lower the clutch effort, but in doing so, they also lower the travel of the pressure plate. So you can't get everything. You got to trade one thing for another. And so if you have a easy pull system or one of the effort reducing devices, and you're experiencing shifting problems, I might suggest you go back to your stock setup, or the setup that worked. This is Bert Baker with Baker Drivetrain, Bert TV Live.